All right, we're recording. Hey guys, I am so excited for this call tonight. Thank you all for hopping on, or if you're catching this on the replay, I reached out to Michelle this morning and I was like, hey, would you want to chat with my team tonight because of how wonderful and awesome you are? And I feel like we all just stare at each other's faces all the time anyways. She was like, absolutely. I was like, oh, shush. I'm like, yay. Awesome. Because this is such a really, we're really lucky to be able to kind of pick her brain tonight, you guys. Michelle's from Maryland, mom of two. And then I want to make sure I get this right. You said you were, I didn't know this about you, that you used to be an executive at a mortgage company.
Not used to be, I still am. So for anyone who says they can't, look at Amanda's face.
I didn't know that.
For anyone who says you can't balance a full-time job and find success in network marketing, I kind of laugh because I work anywhere from 50 to 60 hours a week. But yeah, I'm a VP of compliance for a mortgage company.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I mean, not funny, but like I did not know that.
So I lived in your house and you didn't know that.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, I kind of remember. No, I'm just kidding. I do. And she's been with Modere for 2.5 years. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, a couple of us were there in Utah. She won the Vibrant Marketer for 2017 with Modere, which is an award they give out every year. And she won it and is a Platinum Director 3. And now I can say still works 50 to 60 hours a week and does this, which I didn't know that until literally 30 seconds ago, which is crazy. So when you're like, these are all great questions, now I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I can't really wait. So we'll dive right in if you're cool with it. And I wrote them down kind of in order of as people were asking them, but a lot of them probably can sort of be kind of like along the same lines. But I think one thing that's a great thing to start, and I guess if you want to go ahead and add anything else to your story about like how you found Modere and got to sort of where you are now, just so we know a little bit about you too.
Yeah, so I firmly thought corporate America was going to be my future. Like that was my world. I was advancing through the ranks at the bank I work for, started in customer service 13 years ago on the phone, making $10 an hour and just slowly worked my way up. And goodness, 3.5 years ago, I was approached to do network marketing, but it was a party plan environment. And I quickly decided, well, not quickly, I was recruited by probably about 10 people over the course of like 3 years who were like, you'd be good at this, you'd be good at this. Yeah, I know I would, but it's not worth my time. That was my go-to line. Financially, it's not worth my time. I'm not going to make enough money to make it worth my time. Finally, I said, screw it. I'll never know if I don't try. So I tried in the first year. I realized I was really good at it. Like I was making a lot of money, but the issue was I was away from my home and I was missing too many bedtimes with my kids. And no amount of money was worth me missing that amount of time. So I partnered together with one other person, and she and I literally interviewed with probably 20 different network marketing companies. We were offered to be flown out to different places, blah, blah, blah. We finally sat down with John and Nadia Melton for a dinner. And my goal was to, I hadn't found anything that was worth it. I was like, nothing's worth leaving what we have, even though I'm missing all these bedtimes. I remember I went to that lunch, and within an hour, I called my husband. I said, I'm flying to Utah tomorrow, most likely joining this company. What? He was like, what in the world is going on? I'm like, something tells me this is right. And I haven't looked back, guys. When I joined 2.5 years ago, we were hawking toothpaste. The toothpaste was my number one selling product. The Modere ID, we had shampoo and conditioner, toothpaste, and we had laundry pods. We didn't even have the detergent, the softener, the dishwash. We didn't have all that. We had toothpaste. And quickly I joined in September. In February, so 6 months later, we got M3, and that was a game changer. Complete game changer. The entire company, it was a game changer. I mean, back then to hit platinum was unheard of. I think there was only one platinum in the company at the time. So it was a complete game changer. We've continued to evolve, and I'm really, really excited about Orlando because the new products that are coming out, if it's what I think it is, it's going to be another game changer. So yeah, that's a little bit about my story. I mean, like Amanda said, I have 2 kids. I work a full-time job. So any questions you have about time management, I'm your girl.
That's awesome. And I think I'm like looking at who's on here. I think pretty much every single person on this call you'll see in Orlando, I think for the
Yay!
yay. So yeah, that's awesome. So I guess that's maybe a good like uh piggyback into this because I think we had, let me make sure I don't miss a part of this question, but so I guess starting, they kind of go together, keeping a routine, but then also working your day job. So if you're working 50 to 60 hours a week and, you know, full time at especially a mortgage company, which I'm sure you're probably like pulled in a million different directions all the time, what does your routine look like? And how did you get to director 3 working full time like that?
So for me, and it's the number one tip I give everyone coming in, whether you're new or you've been around, you need to set a schedule. If you don't have a schedule, shit's going to go crazy. Excuse my language. But it will not work if you don't have a schedule. So for me, my schedule is I get up I try to get up a half hour before my kids do. Sometimes that fails. Sometimes that works. But I always make sure I get up before they do. And I know some people say, don't check your phone, don't check your messages right away. I don't have time to sit there and not check my phone right away. Like, I check my phone and I start working. So I get up and I check my phone for the first thing, you know, shower, get dressed, whatever. Sometimes I don't even get dressed. Sometimes it's a sweatpants and sweatshirt kind of day, and that just happens. But I make sure I do that. And I always make sure before I log into work, I log in at 7:30 every morning, I have one post made, whether it's a good morning post, like this morning. Guys, this morning, let me show you this post. I actually was like trying to figure out what to post. I had no idea what to post. And I found an old meme I made a while ago of my son that says, smile, wake up, repeat. And a picture of him in a chokehold by a little girl at wrestling practice. That just says, be like Dawkins, even when a girl's choking you out, keep smiling. And it got a ton of traction. Like, I literally just took an old picture, turned it into a meme of my kid being choked by a girl. Like, that's my life. So I always try to make sure I have something going on in the morning. So I know I cannot post during my working hours. If I post between 7:30 and 4, my boss will be on my butt. My boss is one of my top clients, so I cannot piss her off. She loves the buy-sell choose. But she loves them. And I make sure that I respect my full-time job as well as respecting my business in making sure I get a post done before I start work my job. I will say I do multitask a little bit, bathroom breaks, in between calls, whatever. I'll check my phone. You know, my team knows my schedule, so they know if I don't answer right away, it's because I'm working. Majority of the time I am working during those hours. And I'm not multitasking just because I can't balance two. But the moment I get off work at 4, Facebook post. 90% of the day, I will make a Facebook post right away. If I don't do it right away at 4 o'clock, it's because I'm going to do a live early. If I'm doing a late live, I'll do a 4 o'clock post. If I'm doing like a 5 o'clock live, I'll wait and do a late night post. So I kind of try to time it that way. But I make sure I get 2 posts and a live every single day. No matter what. Now, lives I'll only do 3 or 4 times a week. I did try the 30 days, and it just wasn't for me. It wasn't for my schedule. But I do 3 to 4 lives a week. And if I stick with that, I found that my participation and my views, my likes, my comments really keep up, and they know when to expect it. So if I don't make a post in the morning, I've had people message me and be like, hey, are you alive? I'm like, yeah, why? And it's because they know that schedule now. So I also make sure throughout the day I'm also scheduling time for when I'm going to be doing follow-ups, and when I'm going to be posting in groups, and when I'm going to be searching for new groups to join, and when I'm going to be following up with my team. And I try to fit that in instead of like saying, okay, I'm going to sit down and do 2 hours of this, because that ain't going to happen. Something will come up, okay? Let's be real. It sounds like we're all moms. We all have full-time jobs, okay? Finding an hour or 2 in your day to just sit and do follow-ups is not going to happen. So here's what I do. My lunch break, I'm eating and following up and doing messages. When I'm sitting in the car at my kids' school to pick them up in the car rider line for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I'm on my phone doing follow-ups. When I'm at a stoplight while I'm driving, I'm usually on my phone. Shh. Don't tell my husband, he'll kill me too. But I'm stopped. But it's those little periods of time that I just try to find 10 to 15 minutes here or there. And if you can find those little periods of time, they add up to way more than if you sat down for an hour or 2. because my 10, 15 minutes before I start work, my breaks and my lunch break, my 15 minutes sitting in the car rider line. If the kids are outside playing, I can get 10 minutes just watching them while on my phone. And after they go to bed. When they go to bed, that is mom's working hours. That is when mom is nose to the phone and I'm getting stuff done. Anything I didn't get done during the day is getting done. That's when I do Zooms. That's when I do trainings. That's when I do anything where I need to dedicate my time. But I'll put money on it. You do one exercise, you'll find you have more time than you think. So take a piece of paper. You're going to need a couple pieces of paper. Outline every 5 minutes of your day. So you wake up at 7 a.m., 7:05, 7:10, 7:15. Go throughout your entire day until you go to bed. Write down everything you do during that time. If you watch a 30-minute TV show, make that 30 minutes about that TV show. If you go to the bathroom, write it down. If you're driving to work, write it down. Whatever you're doing during your day. And the next day, analyze it. You're going to find those pieces and those spots where you're going to have those 5 to 10 minute intervals where you were doing something that you could multitask during, or you had some downtime. Guys, my TiVo is years behind because I don't watch it anymore. And if I am watching it, I'm only 2% paying attention to the TV and I'm on my phone the whole time. So it's those little periods of time. When I first did that activity, I was like, I don't have any time. There's no time in my life to add anything else in. And I did that and I was like, oh, I do have time. Let's use it.
So typically I do the opposite. I'm like, and I'm not working full time during the day. So, which is weird because you would think, oh, why am I not an elite? I have all day, every day to do everything. It's not as I should, but I don't. I do schedule like, okay, 1 hour, I'm going to sit down and do this because it's so. But that makes it easy for me because I have all my lists, my follow-up in one place. When you're following up and doing stuff on the go in the cracks of your day, do you just kind of use your Facebook Messenger, or how do you keep track of, oh, this is who I need to follow up with this time that I have and stuff like that?
I do a combination. I'm a list person. I write everything down. And so I have lists upon lists upon lists. Like I have a list in my bedroom. I have a list in my office. And I have a list in my purse. So no matter where I am, I have some sort of follow-ups I can be doing, okay? The one in my purse is probably not the most up-to-date, but that's okay. I still need to follow up with people I haven't talked to in a couple weeks. I also use my messenger. So one of the things I'll do is, like yesterday, I added myself to a new group. I made a post, and that post got a lot of traction. So I went through, earlier this afternoon, I went through and just went back to Monday morning's posts, or Monday morning's messages, and any messages that had not been responded to or that had been responded to one way or another, I sent a follow-up. I just went right through the list, and it was in order of how I messaged them yesterday and went through it. And that was a really simple way to follow up without having to have it written down. But I'm definitely an old school list type person. If I don't write it down, it's not going to happen. Me and sticky notes are best friends.
Yeah, I have this thing right here. Oh, wait, let me go back to it. It's like, I got this like maybe a week or two ago, and it's not even posted, but they're all over my desk. That's what I write my live notes on. It's what I do, whatever. They're just everywhere. Yeah, I am with you there.
I'm huge. I know that a lot of people don't like sticky notes. It stresses them out, but my favorite thing is, and I don't have one I can rip up, do I? But I literally will take it and finish it, ball it, and throw it away. And I'm like, yes, I finished. And being able to do that is so much more rewarding than just crossing something off a list. Because I feel like when I just cross something off a list, it's like, okay, that's done, on to the next. But when I can roll up that sticky note and toss it away, it's like, accomplishment, done.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm looking, Caitlin's nodding, but I was going to say, I'm sorry, Caitlin, because she hates waste and like it's bad for the environment. I'm like, no.
I recycle sticky notes.
That's so funny. Well, this question actually kind of pairs along with follow-up, so it might be a good to segue. But I feel like this is it's like the magic, if we could just have a magical way to get people to respond back to us. So what do you do when someone they expressed interest and then you respond to their interest and all of a sudden they disappear off the face of the earth? Maybe they haven't even read your message. Like, what do you do without being salesy about it?
So it depends on if we've had a conversation, how it's gone. So if I've messaged them and they've never even read it, they've never even opened it, it's still got the little check mark by it, no picture, I'll send, and we've had it, like, I know them, I've had a conversation with them, or I've seen them on Facebook. I'll send them a message and just be like, hey, how are you doing? I hope everything's okay. I haven't heard from you. And it kind of makes them feel like a jerk if they don't respond, because I'm concerned. So it's raising that awareness. Now, if they don't respond after that, they're done. They're off the list. They'll respond when they read it. But how long before you do that? Generally, I will message them if I don't hear back from them in like 48 hours, but I see them on Facebook. Like, I see that they're active. I'll give them about 24 to 48 hours. Be like, hey, just want to make sure everything's okay. But if we have had a complete conversation, like they say, okay, Michelle, I want to buy trim. I'm going to go on an order. And I message them the next day. They haven't ordered, and they read it, and they haven't ordered, and they read it. I'll send them a funny GIF. Like, hey, did you fall off the face of the earth GIF or something like that? Like, something just to make them laugh. But at the same time, I'm kind of going, hello, but without being a jerk and without being salesy about it. If it's just a regular follow-up. So like I said yesterday, I made a post in a group and had a bunch of traction on it, and I messaged all those people. If they commented and said, yes, they wanted information, I sent it to them. I'll send them just a quick message today that just says, 24 hours later, just says, hey, just want to follow up, see if you got a chance to check out the video. How's your Tuesday doing? How's your Tuesday going? And if they haven't read it, I'll do the, hey, just wanted to make sure everything's okay. Here's one thing that I personally love to do for following up, and if they don't read it, is I will literally just send them a message on Mondays. I don't like follow-up Fridays. Follow-up Fridays, everyone knows it's a sales tactic. It's a Friday, it's a payday, My favorite's Mondays. I call it Message Mondays. My go-to, and I'll send about 50 of these messages every Monday. Hey, Kate, happy Monday. How was your weekend? Done. And it's not salesy. It's not a tactic. They're not expecting it because it's not a Friday, and I try not to do it like on April 30th is a Monday. I will not send many of those messages on April 30th. I will more be focusing on actual people who have responded and gone through it. But like next Monday, the 23rd, they're not expecting it. It's not month end, and it's not a Friday. It's not a normal sales follow-up. And I'm just asking how their weekend was.
That's a really, really good point, because I was going back through some messages, going through with this lean body deal that's going on, and I realized that I have messages on every 15 or 30 days, like on the same time, and I'm like, oh my God, like if they're like hip to what's happening, like I look like an idiot. Like this is just so funny. And there was one thing that just like a tip that popped in my head that I've been doing with this lean body system that helped, that I can't remember. I don't know if I shared this with you guys or not, but for people that I have, like I've got a lot of blue check marks and they haven't read it or whatever it is, I've sent a message to say, hey, I really don't want to keep bugging you. I just thought, just in case you're still interested in this, there's this really special deal going on. I hope you're doing well. And every message that I've gotten back is like, oh no, you're not bugging me. I just don't have, it's blah, 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 or they got it or whatever, so you kind of like just call it out like, hey, I know I don't want to bug you, but there's a deal. Otherwise I wouldn't be, whatever. And that's been going well for me.
And one of my favorite follow-up lines, if it's someone that you haven't talked to in a long time, this is a Ray Higdon line and it works. If you haven't talked to them in a while, you've kind of like, oh shoot, I dropped the ball. I forgot to follow up with that person. Or if you just scroll back in your messenger, like 6 months ago, 3 months ago, however long ago, and you just go through past messages, send a message that just says, hey Amanda, how are you doing? Haven't talked to you in a while. I apologize for dropping the ball. I've been crazy busy. I should have followed up sooner. How are you? And you're putting the blame on you for not following up, because essentially it is our fault for not following up. And we do drop the ball. We're human. Okay, there's probably people I talk to that I don't have on my list that if I don't take some time and just scroll back, I'm going to forget about it. It's human nature. But if you put the blame on yourself, they're going to instantly do that same thing of, oh, no, it's not your fault. It's okay. I should have followed up with you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I love that. And I think I love scrolling back through Facebook Messenger, because sometimes I'll I'll update my follow-up list from who I've added into groups. But sometimes, there's a couple messages before you actually ATM them. And I went back through Messenger and I was like, I never added this person. I never added this person. I never added this person. So one thing that you said that actually was a question that someone had is, so speaking of, like you said, you made a post in a Facebook group. So what do you do as far as like when you're networking or you're in other Facebook groups? How do you, the question was, how do you take someone from a group and make them a prospect? So what does that look like for you if you're using Facebook groups for your business?
So I'll do one of two things. The first thing I do is I'm going to identify if they're more geared to prospect or customer. Because just because they post on a prospecting post, or just because they post on a customer post, doesn't mean that's 100% the field they're going to be in. So what I like to do, and what I can actually tell you guys what I'm doing right now with the post I made yesterday, is they comment on it. I comment back saying, hey, I'm sending you information, because it's on the Lean Body system, of course, since we have that promo going on right now. And then I'll send them a message that literally I can read you word for word what I'm sending them, because I've been sending it all day. And yes, it is copy paste, but that's okay. But I change it. So I have, hey, Kimberly. So I'll change the name. Okay. Happy Tuesday. How's your week been going so far, doll? Do you mind if I add you to a group that I have that has a short video on the Lean Body system and tons of personal results? So she's already told me she's interested on the post. I'm going back to her, asking her how she's doing, and asking her if I can add her into the group. She says, sure. I just let her know, tagged you in the video. She said, my week's been good. Hope you have a great week as well. I'm really interested. How much is it? I know she's customer centric. So then there's some other people who I'll do that same thing with. Add them to the group. They comment on the video, or they watch the video. They'll message me back. What are the benefits of joining? I instantly know, okay, I need to put them in the prospect filter. And that's within just literally 10 minutes of friend requesting them, adding them to the group, boom, watch the video. And I know which list I'm going to put them in, of customer or prospect. Now, of course, there's people down the road who are going to try the products and then have questions about joining, whatever. I don't tend to go, hey, are you interested in this, or are you interested in joining, or whatever, just because if you're doing your posts and you're doing your lives, they already know that you make money doing this. If they're interested a little bit, they're going to say, hey, tell me more about that. Now, I will send, them a message and just say, hey, and just to let you know, and I do this after their first 30 days. I want them to love the product. So try it for 30 days. When they come back to me, they say, I've lost XYZ amount of pounds. I love this, blah, blah, blah. Whatever their results are, I'll say, you can make money doing this, right? And you can get up to $200 in free products every single month. So instead of spending money every month with me and me making commission off of it, why don't I show you and teach you how to do it, get it for free, and then you're not paying for your products, and you could potentially make an income off of this. They go, oh, what? Really? You'll teach me? And instead of saying you can do this, I'm saying I'll teach you how to do this. And I think that takes the edge off of a lot of people's concerns of, I'm not a salesperson, I've never done this before, I don't know what I'm doing, I can't be successful, all those negatives that people bring to the table right away, because it's I don't need you to know anything, I'll teach you. And they instantly go, oh, okay.
I love that. I just wrote that down. Well, I've written a lot down, but I really like that. And then this wasn't a question that was asked, but I thought of it as you were talking. Now, when you say you made a post on the Lean Body system, is this a group that will let you, because I'm in some seriously like mafia groups, you breathe a word that you have any kind of network marketing business, like they'll drop you in with the fishes, but like, is it something where they let you post about your business, or was it like you don't care if they kick you out, or like
some of the groups I'm in, they let you. And some people will make posts and I'm like, nobody's going to comment on that. That is horrible. And then I'll throw a good one in there and get a ton of comments. But I don't care. Okay, there's a few groups that I don't want to be kicked out of. Okay, there's certain ones that are to my brand. Like there's a couple Jeep groups that I'm in. I have a Jeep. I love Jeeps. I don't want to be kicked out of those groups, so I'm not going to break the rules. There's a couple Philadelphia Eagles groups I'm in. I definitely don't want to be kicked out of those because those are my peoples. So, but there's other groups like yard sale groups, mom groups, boy mom groups I'm in. I will post, and if you kick me out, I don't care. I'll go find another group. There's 20 more just like you. So I don't take it personal. I know I'm going to break the rules, and I'm cool with it. But if you do that, if you post in a group where you know you're not supposed to and they're probably going to kick you out, you need to post and watch that post and stay on it. And anytime someone comments, message them right away and friend request them right away, because you need to get to it before an admin deletes it. If you're fast, you can get people. My mom had one in a yard sale group. My mom lives in Maryland. She had a yard sale group in like California that she joined. And it said no network marketing posts at all. She got 30 people that she messaged before the admin deleted it. Had she not been on it knowing it was probably going to be deleted, that's 30 potential prospects that she would have been SOL on.
That's hilarious. I mean, good. In a good way.
I was like, go mom.
Yeah. Go mom. Sorry, I was like writing things. I'm like, wait, where are these questions at? I don't know. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to think of like what kind of go together. Okay. You've touched on a lot of these. So I know you do consistent Facebook Lives and are all like know what you're doing with attraction marketing and social media. So what do you do when like you feel like you've got like a fire week where you're like, all my posts are getting traction, like I've gotten a bunch of leads from this, whatever, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm doing all the same things that I was doing, but I feel like I'm not really getting any hits. What
is everyone feeling that same thing with the new Facebook changes this week? Because that's this week for me.
Yeah.
Like last week, it was like every live had a ton of views, ton of comments, every post, everything. And now I'm like, what happened? Literally, keep going. Because eventually, when those Facebook algorithms kick in and settle down and those changes, everyone starts viewing again, everyone starts watching again, and it goes back to normal. If you change what you're doing, Facebook will catch on and do different. Then you're just going to get frustrated by having to constantly change. In the beginning with those Facebook changes, I was like, oh, now I got to go with the algorithm, do what they're doing. And I just would get frustrated. I'm not changing a thing. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. The one thing that never changes about the algorithm is the more people you message, the more personal conversations you have, the more connections you have, those people are going to view your stuff. So if you're doing that, it doesn't matter how often or how the algorithm changes, it will eventually get back on track for you. And you will get those views and those comments and those posts. The one thing you can't do is say, oh, I'm not getting any traction today, I'm going to delete this post. Because Facebook identifies that. They detect that you posted something, it got 2 comments, and you deleted it. What you do is you go back and you keep commenting on those and tag people in them that you think might be interested. Keep with those conversations. If you're having the private conversations, the algorithm will catch up. I don't know what Facebook did to the algorithm over the weekend, but as of Monday, it's made me a little mad and frustrated. And yes, instantly I go, what am I doing wrong? I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's just the algorithm needs to catch up. People aren't seeing stuff like they should. So guess what? I'm going to have more conversations.
Yeah. No, and I love what I forget who, I think it was Amber that talked about it a lot, or maybe it was someone talking about something, Amber Duluth. I know that Amber Anderson is on here. But was saying how, like, you know, they say not to post only 3 times a day maximum, only post 1 before and after picture a week. Okay, P3E3. Amber posts before and after pictures regularly on the daily, if not every other day. You know what I mean? So clearly it's not, like, I think they kind of try to scare you out of it.
It's not the amount of posts, or there's no magic number of posts. There's no magic what you can or can't do. I mean, there's a P3 out there who does nothing but spam, and I look at her page and I'm like, oh my gosh. But she has more conversations than anyone else is having. So it doesn't matter what she posts because she's having those conversations.
I just wrote down have more conversations than you have posts.
Yeah, I mean, you could do the 10-4-1 rule. 10 lifestyle posts about you, your brand, you know, kids, family, whatever, a week. 4 soft touch, like before and after pictures, curiosity posts, and 1 hardcore, like, business post, like, hey guys, commissions posted, tell me what you're going to do with your commissions, you know, stuff about winning Cancun, stuff like that. No more than 1 a week. And I started that, but I would get frustrated going, it's not the time to post a before and after because I already did 4, but here's a good one. Now I have to wait. If you got a good one, post it. Just I wouldn't do them back to back or mess up your algorithm. One of the things that John Melton was talking about a couple days ago was you don't want to post more than 2 hours together. Because let's say you make a post and 30 minutes later you're like, oh, this is going to be a good one. I'm going to post it. You're competing with your own algorithm. So no more than 2 hours apart. I think if you stick with that, it doesn't matter what you do. As long as you're having those conversations are key. And that's what Facebook's trying to get to. They're taking groups. So you'll notice that you're not seeing stuff from groups in your newsfeed unless you're going into the groups as often, which also means your customers and simple, clean results. If you're not having conversations with them, they're not seeing the stuff in the group. So you got to keep on those conversations if you want them to keep seeing stuff, you want them to see your stuff. And that's really what Facebook's gearing everything toward, which makes sense. Facebook's supposed to be for family and friends. Mark Zuckerberg didn't design it for business, even though it's amazing for business. So guess what? We'll turn every business relationship into a friend, and then you're good.
Yeah. The one other thing I notice a lot too is that when I'm not like, I notice it in like waves. They probably have heard me say this a million times. It's like a Ferris wheel, like a carousel. Like it go like up and down. I make all these new friends in groups, or I'm networking, or I do like a campaign for a free something, and I get all these new friends. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, I haven't really made new friends lately. So what are some tips that I know I didn't ask you this already, but it just popped into my head. And I'm shocked that it's only 9:35 because I'm like, usually I'm the most long-winded person. But like when you want to get new eyes on your Facebook, whether it's creating new friends or raffles, or you just want like fresh, you're trying to grow your network. What does that look like for you?
So for me, it's all based around groups, because at this point I've gone through my warm market, obviously 2.5 years in, my warm market shot pretty much. I have a few people, like right before this call, I had one girl that I've known for like 5 years message me and say, hey, I want trim. What's the website? And I was like, warm market person. Cool. I've been working on you for 2 years. But, they're very few and far between. So I have to focus on that cold market. So the one place that I gear my cold market towards is those groups. Okay. I'm already in there talking about business and products. So I don't have that stuff on my profile page. Any person that comments, the cool part of Facebook, this is a good part about Facebook, you can't ATM someone into any of our groups without being Facebook friends with them. So it's not me sending you a Facebook request saying, hey, I'm being creepy, be my friend. I literally will send them a message that says, hey, I just sent you a Facebook request. Thank you. Had to make a phone call for water. Phone a friend. I'm not being creepy. I'm saying, hey, I just sent you a friend request. Facebook has restrictions that doesn't allow me to add you into this group without us being friends. Once you accept it, I can go ahead and add you into the group. Within 10 seconds, they're accepting it. Boom, we're friends. We're having a conversation. They're going to start seeing my stuff automatically. Also, if you're in so on Sunday, I picked up my Jeep because we got a new modification put on it. And I picked it up and put a video on my Facebook of it. And I also put the video in all the Jeep groups in. Guys, I'm in like 10 different Jeep groups, because there's Jeep groups, there's Jeep women's groups, there's just Jeep groups, there's Jeep USA groups, there's Jeep World groups, and there's Jeep groups for my specific type of Jeep. There's a lot of Jeep groups. So I put the video in every single group. Anyone who commented on that video, I had a lot of new friends on Sunday. I'm surprised I'm not in Facebook jail. And anyone who's still commenting on it, I'm sending them a message that says, hey, thanks for commenting on my video. I really appreciate the feedback. It's really awesome. I had like a blah, blah, blah for I'm really excited to be a new Jeep owner. Be welcome to the club. And I sent you a friend request that we can stay in contact. Not one person has not accepted it, because they know I'm one of them. They know I have a Jeep too. I'm not being some creepy stalker. They commented on my thing first. And there was like 300 new Facebook friends in a day. Same thing with like the sports stuff. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl, you bet your butt I was in every single Eagles group possible, commenting my excitement. And any person who commented back, I was doing the same thing. Hey, this is so awesome. Family won the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. So glad we can stay in contact, maybe meet up at a game next year. I'm never meeting up with them at a game. I just want them to watch my stuff.
Sorry, I couldn't find the unmute button. Hilarious. but yeah, no, I love Facebook groups. I'm obsessed with them. And just to like, well, I think Terry, you shared this in our group chat, but I know for me personally, a lot of the groups that I'm in are like mom related or young mom or like step parent adoption. And I know Terry joined one this week that was like grandparents raising grandchildren. And sometimes it like helps when you go in there and you say like you posted a video, you make like a post, or sometimes I'll do like a little boomerang of me waving like with the post.
Yeah.
And like really tell them like really who you are, so like someone can relate to something to you. Terry made a new friend that same day and sold BioCell 2-pack, just chatting with the woman about whatever. I mean, she didn't.
It's awesome.
This first, but I mean, and it was like a really kind of vulnerable like group, and was just honest about like who you are, where you're from, whatever. And that's when people actually, you know, like the most like genuine like friend requests, or you know, I don't know, just don't be afraid to actually feel like you have to say the right thing, like really be yourself in those groups, and you're going to attract the people that you're going to be comfortable talking to anyways. So I love Facebook.
And especially if you're in a group that's already about you, about something that's like your person. Like, had I joined my Jeep group before I bought a Jeep, they'd be looking at me going like, and she does network marketing? No. But now they're going, oh, she's got a Jeep, that's awesome, blah, blah, blah. Oh, cool, now I see her stuff. What's she do? Oh, cool, that's awesome, but she has a Jeep. But they're still watching it, but they don't have that instant like, oh, she's trying to sell me something. They just know she's a Jeep girl. Cool, I'm going, I can get you to buy. Just trust me.
And then I just remembered one thing that we didn't ask you was, what is your best advice for beginners or someone that's just getting started?
My best advice for beginners is do not be afraid to get your feet wet. Okay. You cannot sit there and expect to know everything about the compensation plan, everything about all the products, everything about all of our systems, everything about the company. There's stuff that I still don't know that I still ask in our chats on a regular basis if I have a question or I'm not sure about something. That would be the first thing. Just start talking to people about why you chose Modere or why you chose to try the product, because that's going to speak more from your heart than anything. And when you use your personal experiences, it's not, oh, Terry's just trying to sell to me. No, Terry's just talking to me about something that she's passionate about that worked for her. And it comes across as really genuine because it is genuine. You're not having to fake being genuine. So that's one thing. Another thing I would recommend is, especially in your first 1, 2, 3, 5 years, never miss a call or a training for that matter. Specifically, like I get it, not everyone can travel for conferences, whatever. I've never missed a conference in my life, and I never will. In fact, this conference you're going to see a little crazy Michelle, because I leave for a trip I won on Tuesday of next week. I come home on Sunday. Wednesday, I fly out to Orlando. So not only is my boss going crazy about me being gone for nearly 2 weeks in a row, but my kids are going to go berserk, and my husband might kill me, but that's okay. I won't miss a training, and I'm definitely not turning this trip down. And so I was like, okay, I'll never miss a training. I have to stick with that words. I talk about it, but that means the Saturday calls. Guys, last year I was asked to speak on one of the Saturday noon calls. My son had a football game that started at 11 and wasn't over until 1. I sat on the sidelines of his football game, and I just stepped away where I could still see, but everyone else couldn't hear because I had my headphones in with my speaker, and I did the training from the sidelines of the football game. Like, I was able to watch and speak, and I don't care where I am or what I'm doing unless I'm at like a funeral or something where I can't be on the phone and it's just disrespectful. But that's about the only thing you'll find me not being on a call. And if you can't be on a call, within 24 hours, listen to the replay, because there are announcements and things that, especially when you're new, will give you that leverage and that confidence to really just take your business to that next level and go running with it and get that excitement built. Because if you have the excitement's contagious. And if you're not on these calls, if you're not attending trainings, if you're not going all in for it, you don't have excitement for it, and everyone else can tell you don't have excitement for it.
Yeah, that's so funny that you say that. I joke around all the time that I think Andrew is gonna like know Michelle Barnes's voice, like because he's always like holding me, listening to the Saturday calls or whatever it is. But
I think the only Saturday call I missed was in March, and that was because we were on a cruise. And I was pissed because I did not have cell service, and that day the internet on the ship wasn't working. So I had no option.
And it's so funny you said funeral, because I was at a funeral on Saturday this weekend, and that's and I couldn't listen to it. But yeah, I would totally reiterate what you said about events, but they all know my spiel about events, that's for sure. The only event I've ever missed in the entire 4 years now it's so weird, 4 years in next week, that I've been doing network marketing was our first, right before we joined Modere, or right when we joined Modere, was Salt Lake City in May last year. And I was 2 or 3 weeks away from giving birth. And I literally, if I would have went, I would have had him on the Monday after we returned from Salt Lake City. So that's the only event I've ever missed. And it was really, I even asked my doctor if I could go, and she said, are you asking me this sarcastically or?
Like, no.
So, yeah.
And in fact, my first conference with Modere, guys, flying to Utah from Maryland is probably the most expensive flight out of the whole freaking world to take. I don't know what it is, but flights Maryland to Utah are not cheap. So I joined in September, and the first SRC, our huge social retail conference, was in January in Utah. And I wasn't going to go. Okay? I wasn't going to go. I was not planning on it. You know, like I said, we had toothpaste and Modere ID and a couple things that we were hawking, and that was it. I wasn't making much money. So I wasn't going to go. Literally a week before, I paid $800 for a flight because I literally at the last moment said, I can't miss it. I can't miss it. And yes, we have one social retail conference, SRC, a year, and that's usually every January, February timeframe. That's the big ta-da. And then we have 2 regional conferences every year. So we have the regional in Orlando, and when we're in Orlando, they'll announce the next regional. That'll probably be in the fall.
Yeah, I think the one in Kansas City last year was October-ish.
Yeah, it was right before Halloween because we went out in our Halloween costumes after the party.
Okay.
We went out in downtown Kansas City in our Halloween costume like 2 weeks before Halloween. That was fun.
And I like didn't even think about like we'll get to see. Well, obviously
they do Salt Lake City once a year. No, there is no set amount of times that they go to Salt Lake City. From my understanding, they try to do it at least once a year just because our warehouse is there so they can do warehouse tours. Anyone who's new and hasn't seen the warehouse can go there and do it. If you haven't done that, it's absolutely spectacular. I haven't been there in 2.5 years. So that was one of the things when I did the fly out I got to see. But it is absolutely spectacular and just something that you can't miss when you get the opportunity to. So I think they only try to do that once a year max. Just because it is an expensive place to fly out to.
Well, Caitlin's asking because she lives in Salt Lake City. So whenever they do in Salt Lake City, she gets to drive herself on over.
She gets to go pick up her own products.
Lucky duck. I know, you really could. I mean, like, and they're like stalking, like, I'm sorry, when's the Revitalize coming off back order? I'm just camping out like it's Black Friday over at Best Buy over here. Like,
so, Caitlin, when the laundry detergent's back, I'm calling you because I need bottles.
For real though, I bought Purex Clean and Ultra Clear and Free or whatever. I'm like, this is not. I feel like I'm dirty right now.
I'm at least using our pods. I mean, I didn't go that far.
Yeah, I've got 4 coming to me that I'm waiting for, 2 of each. So.
I think I have like 8.
Oh my goodness!
When something goes on back order, and I'll tell you guys, this whole back order thing is fairly new. This time last year, I think Trim was the first product to ever go on back order. Trim was the first product ever. And we've only had that for a year now. So it was the first time we were like, back order, what's a back order? Just because we've never had that issue. So when something does go on and it's something I love, like the probiotics, I had them things stacked up because me and my kids and my husband use those. And those are really good as like someone says, hey, do you have something I can try? Yeah, here, take this. It's good. Oh, yep, buy it. Because they can take it right then and there. It's good. Tria, you will never see your girl out of Tria, ever. I travel with that stuff. I have a way of packing it in my checked luggage so I can take Tria with me everywhere I go. So stuff like that, I make sure that I have, if I know it's, likelihood that it goes on back order. And back orders happen, especially when it's a super popular or a new thing because the warehouse is going, okay, this is brand new. Like Activate, brand new. They didn't know it was going to be this popular. They made what they thought was going to be a 12-month supply. It sold out in 2 weeks. So to get caught back up, it takes time. to get caught back up. But like with trim, guys, when we first got trim, it was available for, I think, a week, or it might have even been a day. It was on back order for 60 days because they had what they thought was like a 6-month supply, and it was gone. And everyone was freaking out because that was the new moneymaker. That was the first thing after M3 that we got that was freaking money, and everyone wanted it. And now we don't have trim issues because they know the supply and they have the demand to make it, and they're cool. So we just got to, when there's something new like that, it happens. I don't freak out about it. I tell people it's because it's so good and it works and we can't keep it in stock. So guess what? You better stock up on it and get yourself a couple activates.
Mm-hmm. I had 3 people that were on the list. Like as soon as the probiotics came back in stock, I had like 3 right there. So last thing I'll ask you, unless anybody else has anything else that maybe I missed, I think I got everyone's questions from our chat, but, and this might piggyback on what would you say to a beginner, but what is like one thing, I always love asking people this, and like sidebar too, because I know like I said, I think all of us are going to be in Orlando. When you meet somebody like a top earner that you're able to like sit and see in a hallway or have a conversation with, like have a question that you want to ask them that isn't like, how do I sign more marketers? I just but like a question I always love to ask people is, what is one thing that you wish you knew when you got started, or what is one thing that you wish you knew that you learned and like changed the game for you? So like, what is one thing that like, oh my God, I wish I knew this from day one kind of thing, which I know
from day one, I had not had comparitis. I had not said, okay, I need to be like so-and-so. I need to hit the same level as so-and-so. I need to make the same amount of money as so-and-so, because so-and-so's life is not mine. And it doesn't matter if I'm talking to someone else with a full-time job and 2 kids, their life isn't mine. Their schedule isn't mine. So I can't compare myself to them. Am I going to get to Elite 3, Platinum 3? Yes. Am I going to do it within the next 12 months? I mean, it would be cool as shit, but probably not, because I don't work this full time. I don't have the time to designate to it. And I didn't come into this business with a following. I've had to create it organically. So I'm okay with that. But I'll tell you, the first 2 years of being in Modere, I definitely was comparing myself to others and people that I looked up to say, I want to be like that person. I want to do that. I need to go this. I need to work harder because of this. And then when, in a sense, in August of last year, my world got turned upside down. And I literally was left going like, what am I going to do? The person I've been comparing everything to and desiring to be like and have a business like and have a team like and have an income like is gone. What do I do? Instead, had I the whole time I just been going like, this is the Michelle show. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm not comparing myself. I would have never had that, whoa, what do I do moment. I would have just kept rolling. But I literally had to recreate my approach to everything, because it was, what do I want? Not what does someone else expect me to do? So I think that's a huge thing that I would make sure and caution. Like if you're going, I want to be like that person. I want to do what that person does. Take a step back and go, what do you want? And what is your time frame that you can do that in, that you're comfortable doing it in, not what someone else is comfortable that you can do it in. And just always remember that this is your business. It doesn't matter who on your team comes or goes or whatever happens. It's your business. You control your income. If you're not making enough money, you're not happy with it, you can change that. No one else can. And a lot of times it's just, again, looking inside and going, what do I want? What do I expect? If you expect a $5,000 a month check, are you doing the work for a $5,000 a month check? Not, oh, so-and-so is not working because my team, I expected her to be platinum and she's not platinum this month. No, because you could have worked harder. And I think that's a huge thing that just a lot of people in network marketing don't realize until you have that uh-oh moment where you really have to take a step back and go and look deep from within and be like, oh, wow, it really is like, I can do better. I can do different. There's no reason why, there's no one who controls what rank you are that month but you.
I love that you said that. And there's one thing that John Melton said that was so simple but has really stuck with me. And he did a live on it somewhere. I wish I could find it, but they do lives all the time, so I don't know that. But he said, don't compare your chapter 1, your chapter 5 to someone else's chapter 15. And I think that because this compensation plan and these products and this opportunity is so incredible, there are so many people that do, just to keep it real, come over from other companies. And so you're comparing yourself. I think pretty much all of us came over from It Works, just to be blunt. So like you're comparing yourself who, came in and shot to E3 in 4 months to someone who already had the following of an ambassador diamond. So don't think that like just because they did it, there's something wrong with you. Like they're already at their chapter 15. You're still at 4, 5, 6.
And most of these people who come over from other companies, if you look at their history, like John Melton, he's had 16 years in network marketing. Amber DeLoof has had 12 years in network marketing. Marina Simone has, I think, 13 years in network marketing, maybe something like that, 9 or 13. Michelle Barnes has over 30 years in network marketing. Margie Alaprandi has over 40 years in network marketing. These people aren't making the 6 figures a month in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. They built that following, they built that brand, and eventually it clicked, and they never gave up. I mean, I've sat with John, and he's told me, he's like, there were months where Nadia and I couldn't pay the bills, where I thought about quitting because we weren't making any money. But we changed our approach, and we just did more and more and more and kept going, and eventually that breakthrough happened. He's like, yeah, it didn't happen until year 14, but had I quit at year 12, we would have never been where we are.
Yeah, I like to think about that all the time. Like eventually, like I say me, but like you guys watching this, eventually you will be like, hey guys, listen, I've been doing this for 15 years. The first 2 years that I was with this business, I barely did this, whatever. But if you stop before you get there, you won't be able to be that story for someone else to look to. And again, it's a carousel, Ferris wheel. I love those analogies. Well, actually, no, because it's just going to be like a mountain. You'll just go up. No, just kidding. But, well, thank you so much, Michelle. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I like just taking the time and everything like that. And it's less than 2 weeks now. Tomorrow we'll be in Orlando.
Tomorrow will be 2 weeks.
I'm so excited. So thank you so much. And if you guys don't follow Michelle on Facebook, and like I said, a great person to follow and like see all the stuff that she's doing and Facebook Lives and all of that. So thank you so much for taking this time on a Tuesday.
Of course, can't wait to meet you guys. Everyone's staying in the condo?
Yes.
We're gonna so it's not even like, let's get a picture. It's we're living together.
I
know. No, but I'll be there.
Like, oh, whatever. We're roommates, so it's fine. No big deal. MBD.
But if you're not, find me and make sure we get a picture. Even if we are.
Yeah. We'll have like a
one thing you'll learn about Michelle is that Michelle does not take a picture unless hair, makeup, clothes are together. So not like while I'm chilling in the condo on the couch looking a Hot Mess Express.
We'll just do like a selfie train. We'll all get in a line and just like pop it down the list. Go.
Well, it's nice. We have the photo shoot on Thursday night, so everyone will be dressed up for that.
Yeah.
Tip for the photo shoot: wear a shirt with a solid color.
Oh.
And not black. Don't wear a black shirt, but solid colors photograph best. Better than like patterns and stuff. And then we have the awards, and then we have the black, white, and blue party.
I'm excited about that. That'll be fun.
Our Modere parties are always a lot of fun. We always have.
And I love that they give you things where you can like dress up, because like it makes the best pictures you got. Like I have the best profile pictures and lifestyle photos because I'm always wearing a freaking cute dress, so it's fine.
There might be a group at the after party all wearing sombreros. Just saying.
Oh, it's Cinco de Mayo that night, isn't it?
Yeah, we just because we'll all be in. There's a bunch of us in Nicaragua next week. So we're like, we need to get sombreros and wear sombreros to the after party.
Friday's my birthday. Woo!
Yay!
While we're out there.
Can we get a cake? I like cake.
Yeah.
Michelle likes cake.
Cheesecake.
Okay. Writing that down. Oh my God, that's right. I forgot about that, Caitlin. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much, girl. You have an awesome night.
Yeah.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye, ladies. Have a good night.
Bye.